What's up again, everybody? All right, last time we went through sets that are rotating out. We talked about one of my favorite sets. Today, we're going to talk about one of my other favorite sets. But before we get to Guardians of the Galaxy, let's talk about these little-known Spider-Man Maximum Carnage Team Pack and the probably actually very correctly little-known Defenders Team Pack, because that one was not so good. Not so good. Okay, so the Spider-Man Maximum Carnage Team Pack. What do we say about this? Well, we're going to start with Black Cat, keeping the Bloodhounds at bay. I'm going to drink some coffee while we chill and hang out and do this whole thing. I like this card, but it never really saw too much play, which is kind of a bummer. I liked this one a lot. The other Black Cats, I feel like this has been reprinted, which is kind of weird. I don't remember on what, but I think it has been reprinted. And then the other one was Regenerate, which I think Regenerate's not impactful enough to be its only effect on a card. The stat line was super nice, though. It's a 3/6, pay 1 to field a 3/6, but it's cost 4, too much, and there's not enough Spider-Man synergy. Look for the Spider-Man set to come out sometime. That'll give you some Spider-Man synergy, I bet, because, I mean, it's literally a Spider-Man set. They might as well, right? Captain America, all of the Captain Americas in this set were interesting in some way, shape, or form. I played this one multiple times. I actually played this one recently. The pay 1 and then a shield field a sidekick was pretty good whenever you don't have access to Professor X Global to field a sidekick, right? So this was a good little workaround. Plus this gives your sidekicks +2 attack, so it's actually worth considering buying. And for 4, that's not too bad. +2 attack for 4 is pretty solid. Squad Leader has the global as well. This one gave all your sidekicks deadly. That's also solid, but not nearly as good. And then the final one, if you control 2 or more, you just get to KO a villain, which not nearly as good. They should probably have put the global on this one as well, and then made the text smaller so it all fit. But this one just not even worth playing because of the other ones. I wish Carnage was better in these things, because I like the character of Carnage. I wish he was better. Use the win attacks ability. At this point, because he costs 5, you might as well just buy the thing that has the win attacks ability again. Like I tried to make this work multiple times on like a team builder in Transition Zone, and it just becomes the point where like you might as well just buy another copy of the die that you're already using. And if you've bought 4 of the dice that you're already using the win attacks ability for, a 5th one is not going to make it much better. So he just doesn't have enough utility. All like big 6-drops, 7-drops, if they have a win attacks ability, you just are probably going to win with that one die anyway. Same thing here, the win KO'd thing, you might as well just buy another win KO'd effect instead of buying a 5-drop. And then pay 2 more to use each global ability during your turn is kind of interesting. If this were if this were purchase cost were lower, this one would be pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, because then it would really hate on them. Then you have the 3 doppelgangers. The doppelgangers were interesting. There were some people that were putting this doppelganger, this one onto like sidekick teams. I think it was the Dice Masters with James and Zach channel. You should check out some of those old videos. They were pretty interesting. KO all opposing sidekick character dice and deal 1 damage to target opponent for each. This was a pretty cool little win condition as well, and it cost 4. See, like this is what you should be getting for a 4-drop, is something that's doing that. This one's it's not worth 5. You know, the ability is not worth 5. These Iron Fists were fun to play with casually. You save up fists, but not this one. Where's the one that I liked? This one. This one was really cool. You can pay a fist if you do deal damage to equal to Iron Man or Iron Fist's attack to target non-blocking character die. This one was really good in casual play because it would just like snipe out things you wanted to keep in the field and use their effects for. It's quite annoying. This one was cool too. Same sort of thing. Pretty neat. I don't know this card. This one, no, okay, we'll go back. I think we're all kind of happy. At least I am happy that this is going away, because it's one of those cards where we go, are we playing Shriek? Yeah, we're playing Shriek. Okay, so it's nice not to have that. And we know that they're reprinting effects like this because they've shown them off, but the ones that they're reprinting cost more, are harder to purchase because the ones they've showed are crossover character dice. and do the same effect with those with nothing added to it. So if you want this ability or you want this effect, you're going to have to jump through a few more hoops, and that makes it a little bit more balanced, which I like. This one saw some play, but not nearly as much, because the other one was just a strict power creep, right? The Sonic Beam was just a strict power creep over Dark Empathy. So it is what it is. This one saw play on collector teams. This one never saw play, which is sad. Spider-Man. All target opposing character die cannot block, not that impactful. All damage dealt to this die, not that impactful. And then the good one, which is War of the Heart, which made up a lot of little, I would say, like B-tier competitive teams. You'd play him on like online tournaments. He's great after some of those like top tier win conditions exit the tournament, if you're playing like a legacy style thing where the winning team is banned. This is a great card to pick up right after that. And then you have all the Venoms, which are interesting still. When fielded, take control of target level 1 character die. That's awesome. And it costs 4. And he's well statted for a 4-drop. When fielded, if your opponent's life total is greater, deal them 2 damage. When fielded, take control of target villain character die. It's the same sort of thing. I like that effect. I wish that effect were more played. Maybe it's at a lower cost than it actually gets played. So there's a lot of cards in this that are pretty decent, a lot of really powerful cards. This one saw a good chunk of play, so good on you, Maximum Carnage Team Pack. Some of us will be sad to see some of those cards go, and then we'll all kind of just wave goodbye to Shriek happily. What was the other one? Why did I forget it? Oh, the Defender, because it's so forgettable. It's right next to it, the Defender's Team Pack. Oh God. Here we go. Can we just blow through this one? I don't know if there's any card here that I care about. I'm just going to blow through this one. I don't care about this card. I don't care about that card. You could declare target character die blocked without assigning it. That's fine, sure. Okay, I tried making the Doctor Strange's work because I like copying effects, copying action dice, and he just was too expensive. See, I like some of these effects, but they're just too expensive at 7. They don't do enough soon enough, which is crazy. Oh, someone asked me in one of the videos what kind of coffee I'm drinking. Today I'm drinking a homemade cold brew. So I cold brew some Veranda Blend coffee from the Starbucks. The Starbucks Veranda Blend. It's like a blonde roast. My wife likes it a lot, so we buy it pretty regularly. And so I do that up. I will take recommendations if you have ideas for like interesting coffees, because we're totally okay with trying random stuff. Hellcat saw some play. This one was interesting. Whenever they field the character dice that you named, it's kind of cool, deal them damage. Purchase it their next turn. It's not that impactful. And then pay 1 more to purchase basic action dice. The problem with these effects is that they don't come out fast enough for your opponent to hit, I guess. It'll come down on turn 3, and if they care about action dice, they probably already bought them. So it's like, whatever. Then you have the Hulks. This one seems kind of fun. I kind of like that. But it's too expensive, and it doesn't win you the game. This one seems kind of fun, because it makes himself double block, like you have to double block him, which is kind of cool. And this one, let's see, when one of your character dice is KO, deal 1 damage to your opponent. I like that, actually. There was a win condition. This was like a win condition for one team. I forget. Oh, man. But you field a bunch of sidekicks, then you KO everything, and he just starts dealing damage. This is actually a pretty cool card that I never messed around with, so maybe this is a revisiting kind of a card. Then you have more Iron Fists. These ones are not nearly as good as the previous team pack. Mask in reserve, he gets +2. When he attacks, deal 1 to each opposing sidekick die, and then your opponent is dealt 1 damage when that happens for each sidekick die, which is pretty cool. And if you didn't feel anything else this turn, Iron Fist has +3 attack. So it's sort of like a precursor to, what was the effect? Injustice. Why am I blanking on that effect? The keyword. anyway, it's sort of like a precursor to that, except this is like a while active ability, which is cool. So if you don't field characters, he gets this buff. He costs too much for all of these effects, which is depressing. We need better Jessica Jones in the world, because Jessica Jones is too cool. She's too cool for school, and we need better effects. When she is dealt combat, or when she deals combat damage, it is not KO'd. You get to prep. Then there's the good one. This is a good one. The Ladies' Night, get buffed. This was a win condition on some teams. Check out DM North. They made a couple of teams with this as the win condition. Some pretty cool effects you can do with it. And this one as well. So both of the Jessica Jones, actually, two of the three, I should say, made some lists doing some interesting stuff. Because when you can't target this with character or globals, then you can do interesting things. Man, the art on this Loki just makes me really happy. It's unfortunate that none of them really took off. When fielded, gain control of target character die with level lower than Loki, and then you just give it back. But he costs 6, which is a bummer. And then just blocking, it wipes, which is a bummer because you don't really use that in this game, because attacking, while this was out, combat damage wasn't huge. It was all about burn damage for like 3 years. Name an energy type, and then they cost 1 more to purchase and field, which is pretty cool. But again, if you want to get this out, you have to pay 6, field it on turn like 3 at minimum. And at that point, your opponent's bought the things they need to win the game, and anything else is just icing on the cake. When you're playing like more competitive, more streamlined games, he doesn't do anything. And then you have 3 Luke Cages to round this set out. Luke Cage, Harlem Raised. He gains Overcrush. It's just like, what? What? This one I actually put on a team, and I put together some defenders from this, like the cheap defenders, and he's okay. So that one's okay. And the final one, other defenders' characters cost 1 less to purchase. So you have to pay 5 to get him out there, or to field him and purchase him. So like total of 7, and then you start getting this 1 less to purchase discount. When you field one, draw a die from your bag and prep it. So this is not a bad card if you're playing a defenders team. Unfortunately, literally this is the only set you can get defenders from, which bums me out just a little bit, because if they had more defenders, I would consider this one pretty good overall. It kind of reminds me of the from the Cyclops from the X-Men Forever set that makes them cheaper to purchase and gives them a buff. This one's cheaper to purchase and preps you dice when you field them, which is pretty sweet. Man, this is just a sad little pack, because while there are a few interesting good cards, there are so many that are too expensive, that are not impactful enough for their purchase costs. Yeah, they have great die sides, but you're paying a lot to get them out, you're paying a lot to buy them, and they don't do enough when they're there. They don't help win you the game. Because of that, this sort of just fell by the wayside. So, you know what? It's a little sad to see that one go. Okay, now I'm excited. Let's go. This is gonna be a long one, because I love this set. This is like one of my favorite sets. Oh man, where is Guardians of the Galaxy? Bring it on. Bring it on. I've built a lot of teams from these cards. I've built a team around this card. It's fun. It's super fun. Now that you can make him cheaper, I should revisit that. Agent Venom losing control. Call out was a good keyword, and it still is a good keyword. I like that keyword. Common, Angela didn't really see much play. Actually, that's not true. It saw a little bit of play. Beta Red Bill, aka the card you get passed to at the end of a draft, or get passed at the end of a draft. Beta Red Bill's terrible. Moving on. It's interesting. All 3 of the Black Widows are decent in their own right in this set, which is pretty sweet. Then we have the Captain Americas. Almost all of the Captain Americas are decent. This one's pretty good, especially in set, because you're playing against a lot of villains. This set has so many affiliations, though. So maybe it's not as good in set. I forget. Yeah, there's not as many villains in this, but it's just kind of okay. It's kind of okay in draft. This is a great draft set. If you've never drafted this set, go pick this up, draft this set. You probably get boxes for pretty cheap online. Captain Marvel, none of them are very good in the set, sadly. Oh wait, no, is this the one that has the rare cat? No, that's the old one. We'll find out soon. Cosmic Cube, this one's great. All of them are great. Wait, the common? No, the uncommon? I can't remember. I think the uncommon's great too. This one's cool. This one's not as good as the other ones. I heard the rare is pretty good. Daisy Johnson, Aftershock, deal 2 to all other character dice. So as long as she gets KO'd when she attacks, she just pops everything for 2. It's pretty cool. Drax, fields for free if you have another active Guardian character, which is pretty cool. It can't be another Drax, though. But you're getting a 4/6 for 3. You only have to pay 2 to put him out there, so that's not bad in a draft. I would take him in a draft. Dum Dum Dugan. Okay, all the Dum Dums have some interesting effects, and this one's a 2-cost 3/3 on top. When he would be KO'd, you can KO a sidekick. He comes right back, which is pretty cool. Gamora. While your opponent has any active villain character die, she gets +1 and she has to attack. This one, 3-cost in draft, is a 5/5, 2 on tops. Not bad. I actually took this in a draft and I started using her and she just felt so prohibitively expensive. That's the problem, because you have to field her for 2 on 2 different sides. It just becomes really tough. Ghost Rider, good art. Not very good card. Yeah, because this is the one. Yeah, this is the one that's looking for it to be the only character in the field for like special effects. Bummer. Groots were meh. This one cost 4. Guardian character dice cannot be targeted by globals or action dice. That's not bad actually. The old blank text 6-drop. I remember when they sent me out packs of this set to like review and preview. There were some pretty good pulls in those. Look that video up. It's old now, but that was a good one. That was a good one. Ironheart with Call Out, good draft card. Who did I play against? I played against someone local in Waco when I was living in Waco when the set came out, and he wrecked me with Ironhearts. I think it was Chris. Chris, I don't want to say your last name. Chris C. You wrecked me with Ironheart. I still remember that. All of the nowheres were so interesting. This one was interesting. I like this one. It's pretty cool. This one doesn't have quite the effect that you want, like a big effect, but the uncommon, that one was sweet. Liked that one. Madam Mask. Yep. Can't be targeted by globals. Then the uncommon was good too. Mantis, meh. Draw die and prep it. This was a good draft card. You just kind of pick that up in draft. No one, I can't remember a time I played a Moondragon. I think one of them was interesting, like the rare was interesting. I don't recall. I don't remember. Oh, this was the set that gave us Norman Osborn. Nobby. This is not Nobby. Your villain character dice costs 1 less to field on this one. Nova Corps uniform. This one gives you the buff. It kind of equips, but it's sort of not an equip because it doesn't have the equip key. It's very weird. Very weird. Nova Prime. I remember chasing this one in foil. I think I got close to a foil set of this set. And I'm not a collector, so that's kind of a big deal for me. Quasar. I played Quasar, the rare Quasar, in that online tournament way long ago, back in, I think, 2017 or whatever. When did this set come out? 2017, yeah. The online tournament, this came out, and then we had an online tournament where I played one of the super rares from this set that made me super happy. And I had Quasar on the team at first, and then they allowed us to swap cards, I think, because another set came out, TOA came out, so I swapped her off and put on something else. Ricochet, this is the good Ricochets coming up soon. Gains fast, not a very good Rocket Raccoon. Ronin's too expensive, but I did play him in a draft once. That's pretty cool. I am literally going to look at like all of these cards. We're going to be here for forever. Oh my gosh. The Sword Agents were pretty good in this one. Like this one, for example, is pretty good. Oh, this had the Squirrel Girl too. God, this set is so good. This set is so good. Stick is pretty decent. Like the other rarities of Stick, pretty decent. Thanos. All other villain character dice or character cards are considered blank. Not good enough. Collector. This set is so good. Oh my god. The Kiln had some interesting. You could play the Kiln, this one, and play a really, really solid version of the Satchel team. Satchel from Deadpool. Oh man, sad that rotated out. The Spot, Infiltrate Spot. This had the Spot, which was for the longest time really solid ramp. Yellow Jacket. The rare Yellow Jacket or uncommon Yellow Jacket, solid. I've heard Yondu can do some crazy things. Not this one, but well, this one's not bad, but other Yondus. Then you had this. This one is such like a Timmy card. You just want to build around this and do weird stuff. This is a great card. Someone post your Adam Warlock standing watch over Infinity teams in the comments below. Uncommon Angela. Okay, I went down to a WKO draft, and I drafted this Uncommon Angela and tried to make the infiltrate, team work. And I got to the top 8 because like most of my games tied, which was just incredibly annoying. I hated that experience, except that it was fun to play with people. But like literally, we were going to ties because infiltrate just doesn't work well if you can't make it go fast enough or don't have ramp potential. Anyway, I got to the top 8 and then lost to Chris C again, who won the whole thing with a super rare Angela. It's a lot easier to make infiltrate work when your opponent can't block things, because you just wall up in draft. So this one's not as good in draft as you want unless you can go really fast with it, which is a bit difficult. Beta Rebel. Did I mention this card's terrible? Yeah, it is. Okay. Deadly version of Black Widow. Good card. Good card. Captain America Chemistry Project. This was a tournament level card. This was played on like 2018, or maybe it was 2017 Nats. 2018 Nats, definitely. Like, this was a good card. Still a good card. Captain Marvel was not good in this set. I already said that. This was played on a Worlds level team. When Yanti came out and like started wrecking everything. This was a Worlds level card where you would definitely won the Nats, right? Wasn't this on Junior's build at Nats 2018? I think so. Because you would just buy up a bunch of actions and then play them all and win. Or just buy up a bunch of actions and just win, because that was the super rare Yanti's effect. Just how it went. Then we got the Cosmo Space Dog. I don't think I talked about the common Cosmo. Did I miss that one? I don't remember. This one gives a +1 defense. Then there's the good Daisy Johnson that you would put onto the Hulk teams. Hulk was in this set, wasn't it? Oh no, Thor set, yeah. Hulk was in this set, though, the not good Hulk. Not as good Hulk. But yeah, you'd play this one, and then you just deal all your stuff a bunch of damage, and your opponent would take a bunch of burn damage that way, which is pretty cool. Drax never really got played outside of draft. Dum Dum Dugan, +1 attack for each of your sidekick dice in the field zone. I played in that same tournament. Someone was running this Dum Dum Dugan in a side. It was Ben. Ben was running this Dum Dum Dugan in a sidekick team, I think. Yeah. And I just had a burn team with King Black Bolt. And it ended quickly thanks to the burn. It ended quickly. That's when Ben was playing like offbeat, cool, like random teams at big tournaments and still like wrecking everybody. That dude's pretty good at Dice Masters, so I've heard. Ben, if you're watching, hey. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, not very good. Was this, Gamora? Meh. It's fine in draft. Groot, I'm trying to remember. The rare Groot was the interesting one. Hulk. Spin him up when he attacks, spin him down. If you do, he deals 2 damage to each opposing character die, so he like pings things. This was a cool one. Ironheart, add a die from your used to your bag. I think I actually played this one in a draft. Skipping around, let's start skipping around. Nowhere, Hive of Scum and Villainy. This was a cool one. You start spinning everything to level 3. Oh wait, no, this is not that one. I'm thinking of the Kiln. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Kiln. Whoops. There's this one. This card's important. That this is now gone. Okay, so when fielded effects don't trigger is a big deal, but now that's just gone. Okay, so you're not able to stop an Istrid Horn from hitting and taking away like a global. It just doesn't exist anymore. So that's an important thing knowing going forward into the meta in the future. This is a decent one if you're putting a Guardians team together. It's pretty cool. Nebula, In Good Graces. One of the Nebulas in this set's pretty good. We didn't look at the common. See, that's the problem. When you click a thing, it skips down, on this. And so when it skips down, you kind of miss out on a couple cards. So I missed the common one. This one has Infiltrate. What was the common? I'm going to go back. Nebula. Yeah, that's right. This was like an annoying card. It would just put stuff back. Just put it all back. It was very annoying. Norman Osborn is where we left off. Pay 1 when you purchase a villain. It goes to your bag instead of used. So skips the used pile. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna scan through Nova Corps uniform. I heard this one was pretty decent. It's a good little stopper against some problematic, really powerful cards. Pretty cool. Nova Prime, doesn't matter. Quasar, uncommon. That's kind of cool, but it doesn't do enough. Uncommon Ricochet, doesn't matter that much. Uncommon, this one was pretty good. When he's KO'd, deals attack to target character die. It's not bad, because when he gets popped, he pops something for 4, and you can just pick. It's a pretty good little wipe in like limited or more casual formats. Pretty cool. Ronan the Accuser, again, just doesn't really do much. This version of Sword Agent gets +1 if another character dies attacking, so it's not as good as that other one. Man, squirrel tokens like crazy. So good. So good. Man, this set is just bonkers good. I can't believe after all this time these cards are going to be rotating. I will miss this set. Look at the art on Star-Lord. That's so good. So good. Call Out on stick, uncommon. This was a great one. This just like stopped. They reprinted this, didn't they? Isn't this on the Triple H now? I think that's correct. Pretty sure. I still never made this card work. I will regret that. I still never made this work in Modern. And now it's not in Modern. Or well, I guess in May. It's not in Modern. The Kiln. This was the card. So you just pick dice from each player's field and put them under it. And then when one of the... sorry, I should just read it. When you or a character die, you control damage your opponent. Then this goes and all those things go. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. They all come back, by the way. They don't go away. Hey, Uncommon Spot. I've heard about this card. Do you guys remember when this like rolled you a bunch of dice? You remember that? This investigation? Yes, that was cool. It was good times. Good times. Unblockable. This one was a good one because like if you spin him down on 5/4 side, he's still a 3/3 unblockable. It's pretty cool. Uncommon Yondu. It's kind of interesting. Okay, then you get to the bulk of the set where you just start looking at rares. All opposing character dice of a lower level than him. So level 2s and level 1s. Why was this never used? Too expensive, I guess. Too expensive and fiddly. Oh, it's a win attacks. That's right. Yeah. I remember getting this one in foil. It's really pretty. It's a good card. Decent. Skipping Beta Ray Bill. Hey, up the infiltrate damage. That's a good one. Photonic Fury. Psychic. No. Not very good. We cannot skip over this card. I will always tell this story. I was making a video the day before this set came out, and I actually like sent a bunch of requests for like votes like on a Google poll or a Google like spreadsheet or whatever. I asked people to put their top 5 favorite cards from the set. This card was not spoiled, and the day the set came out, this was posted on like Facebook or something, and I saw this and I scrapped the video completely. I said there's no way I'm making this video because this card is literally the best card in this set. Then I went on Facebook and I posted, hey everybody, what's your favorite new card from the set, and tell me why it's Cosmic Cube, because clearly this is the best. Like, what do you think the best card of the set is, and why is your answer Cosmic Cube? Because it is the best card in this set. The best card in this set. So good it had to be banned. Why it was banned and not the other one makes me sad, but it is what it is. It's so good. And then you have this card right after it, which is also really good. I like that a lot. It's a good card. I don't remember what this one did. Nothing very good. Skipping over that. That's pretty good too. Good little protection for your sidekicks and allies. Don't forget allies. Infiltrate. Buff. This one was not played. The other one was played. This one you had to have it on the level 1 face, so that's why it wasn't played. Ghost Rider Hot Car. Underdog effects. Hard to trigger. Not worth the trouble. This one was cool. I saw some people playing this in that same 2017 tournament. So when it was popped, you just bring them all back, which is pretty neat. I liked that effect. Overcrushing 7-cost Hulk. He can, instead of popping your opponent, he can just pop another character. Active Avengers characters, you can field her for free. Blah blah blah. She gets just a little buff, not worth it. Ah, one of my favorite cards. There it is. Oh, this card's so good. So good. I will always love that King Black Bolt Nowhere team. That was so much fun to play. There were so many little things you had to do, to really hard decisions to try and figure out if you're going to burn your opponent before they kill you, because it just like didn't have enough defense, and everything was kind of fast, and it was like super fast, but if you missed any rolls, you had to like really know your lines. It's a great team. Blah blah blah, doesn't matter. Quasar. See, this was the card I had on that team because of the global pay 1, gain 1. It's pretty cool. So you just turn in a bolt into anything, essentially. Even the ability wasn't too bad, and it was a 5 cost. So if you had to turn a 4 cost into a 5 cost, this could be one you would grab. I ended up swapping it out though to the Energy Fixer bolt guy from the Green Arrow and the Flash set, Merlin. Ricochet Stinger. This card makes Infiltrate, along with the super rare that we're about to look at. This card makes Infiltrate sing. If you've never played Infiltrate with this card and super rare Angela, you should. This is a pretty good Rocket Raccoon. That went on to the Infinite Loop 12 Golems team that I put together. It's a good video. You should watch that. Go watch that if you haven't seen it before. Ronan the Accuser, no one cares. Sword Agent gets a little buff, no one cares. Oh, what we do care about is that Squirrel Girl. She's really good too. Man, I'll say it again, this set's so awesome. Rare Stick, this one was played recently online. You should check out the videos. I think it's over on James and Zach. Or no, maybe it's, oh man, I think it's Dice Masters with James and Zach. They're playing this one. Someone played it. I liked this card. It was too expensive, but it does an amazingly cool effect where you just start fielding really cheap like Kree captains or Kree soldiers, and it just pops them and moves them over. Really cool. Hey, Rare Collector. I've heard about this card. Anyone know this one? Goodbye, sir. We'll never forget. Never forget. Rare Kiln. Pretty cool. At the end of each player's turns, if there's 5 or more, pops them, sends them back. This was the other one. Why did I talk about the other kiln? This is that rare kiln. No one cares about this one. That's pretty good. There you go. There's the tweak that was made in 2019 to that 12 Golems team that made it just so mean. Just so good. Good on you, Nick, for making that change. I didn't see this card. And it's a good one. It's a good one. Alright, then you got the supers. This set was loaded with super rares that were solid. That's a good one. Infiltrate, obviously, is really good. This one's pretty good. It's sort of like a tag team with that Angela. Then you have, oh man, this set was so stacked. So stacked. Oh god. This one was pretty cool. It wasn't as good as, obviously, Norman Osborn. I was going to play in that one-shot tournament that CR Game Room hosted, and I was going to play Norman so I could say goodbye to the old guy. But I missed out. Bummer. Captain Britain Iron Man, Union Jack Mark 1. Such a cool subtitle, and such cool art on this one. This is one I wanted and never got. I did get this one, Groot Thor, and I did play it for the first time in a WDA, Weekly Dice Arena. Played it for the first time like 2 months ago. I love this card. This is like one of my top 3 favorite cards of all time. I think it's just because of that one tournament. It's just so much fun to play. Top 3 of all time. Punisher, Sorcerer Supreme. This is the bad super rare. Even the bad super rare had some interesting kind of Timmy things you could do with it. Oh man, Guardians of the Galaxy. This set was the best. I think this is my favorite set of all time. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be this is probably my favorite set of all time. Look at just, I'm gonna scroll down. Look at all of the affiliations in this set. Just look at this. Do you see this? There's so many different affiliations. There's so many different like little intertwining tie-in kind of abilities. Well done. Well done, WizKids. You did this one really, really right. I'm a fan. All right, so next time, what are we going to talk about? Oh, First Class, Tomb. That might just be a video in and of itself. I don't even know if we can squeeze in a third set. Man. We're getting closer to these ones, though. Go through the OPs pretty fast. We're getting close, you guys. Getting closer. Closer and closer. If you enjoyed this video, this like little walk down memory lane, this nostalgia trip, saying goodbye to some of these old sets that we've had for so long, let me know in a comment below. Hit the like and the subscribe button. That'll support the channel, and it'll also get you closer to being one of the 1,500 subscribers so that we can hit that milestone way earlier than I expected. So thank you, everybody who's doing that. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.